Hey there, it's Heidi. Just got done making the rounds at my local farmer's market, and my favorite vendor, the microgreens guy, was not there. So I need to figure out where to get my microgreens because my parrot loves them, I love them, and all that's beside the point. The point is that as I was walking around, I got to thinking, and I've been wanting to make this video for a while, and I haven't come to you on video in quite a while. But I figure there's no better time than the present, and this is something that's really important. So I'd like to share a little story with you, if that's okay. Some people I know just walked by. There are times when we hear voices in our head, and sometimes they're good voices and sometimes they're not. The truth is, I have held myself back time and time again by listening to those voices. And those voices created self-doubt that kept me from really reaching higher and moving faster and further into my business, but also in sharing who I am and what I do with a wider audience. And that's really a shame. It's really a shame because that's my purpose. It's one of the purposes in my life is to work with more people, create greater change on this planet. So a number of years ago, I became aware of one of these voices. And this was the voice of invitation. This is the voice of inspiration and probably like higher guidance. And the voice would come at these times whenever a public figure would implode in public, whenever they would have a crisis or a meltdown, or sadly would take their own lives. And the voice in my head was inspired by my broken heart for them. As an empath, like many of you too, I'm sure you can really feel when people are in pain. And for us empaths, it affects us more deeply. And so I've cried for people that I don't know. And when I would see them struggling and going through things that we all go through, but in a public way, the voice in my head would say, I could have helped them. I could have helped them. They didn't have to go through it. It didn't have to get that bad. And then the other voice would come and it would say, and who are you? Who are you to help those people? How do you even get in touch with those people? So I had these two voices in my head competing, and the voice of self-doubt, the inner critic, won for a long time. Until one day, someone, I can't even remember who it was. It might have been like Robin Williams. It just really stuck with me. Like, why didn't he get the help? And so I reached out to my coach and I shared the voice in my head. And she said, Heidi, why not? Why not you? These people need help. They're people too. Just because they're celebrities or they're famous doesn't mean they don't need help. And why not you? And so that inspired me to not only do the inner work, which is like my soapbox, do the inner work, but to also take action, because we need to take action too. We can't just sit there and hope and wish and do the inner work and let it all fall in our laps. We have to take some action. So I said yes, first of all. I said yes to the dream, to the possibility, despite the self-doubt that was still racking my brain. And then the universe started showing me different paths. And it all unfolded in a magical way, I have to say. And I think that is, I'm convinced, not just think, I'm convinced that it was the inner work that allowed it to unfold in a magical way. And it wasn't long until I had numerous pathways to people that, you see on TV, you see in the movies. And then COVID hit and I let the dream go for a little bit, but I continued to do the work because the truth is I didn't see myself yet as someone who was really good enough or experienced enough. And, if you know me, I have a curious mind and I'm always studying and I'm always learning. And I have these amazing techniques that I use with my clients that really, really work and that work with me. And so the more I became aligned to working with these people, the more paths showed up. But I still had this problem, like, well, what do I do? So I have this path to this person. What I go out, I get the meet and I say, hey, I think I can support you emotionally. Like, you can't do that. And so I told the universe, I said, yes to the dream, yes to the invitation. And I need some help here. I need some more open doors. I need a more fluid pathway for this to happen. And so it wasn't long after that somebody showed up as a referral. And this person was the best match and we're still working together and she's amazing and she's just like the dream client. And I kind of cut my teeth in terms of my self-confidence and what I call my good enough to work with somebody at that level. And the truth is that was in my head. There's no different level. People are people are people. And I have the skills and I have the experience and I have the techniques. But it helped me up-level my confidence. And I continued to do the work. And not long after that, another introduction was made at the perfect time. And backing up just a little bit, when I initially said yes to the dream, my coach had me make a wish list of people who would be really fun to work with, who I would love to support and help them heal. And so this newest introduction was not even 1 degree away from the number one person on my list. This person works with my number one wish list person every single day. And I don't know if that's going to unfold into me working with that person, but the person I'm working with now is amazing. We're doing great work together. And I am just tickled pink at how things unfolded. That the path of ease just opened up. And it all started with me noticing the voices in my head and making a choice. Which voice am I going to listen to? And making a choice and taking the action to do the inner work. Do the inner work. And then as the doorways open, walk through them. So this is me encouraging you to notice the voices in your head and make a choice. Who are you going to listen to? Because your soul is calling you forward. Your purpose is calling you forward. We are always invited to expand. We're always invited to grow further into that higher next level self. And that means self-doubt and the inner critic are going to pop up along the way because we're moving out of known territory. We're moving into the danger zone, quote unquote. It's not really a danger zone, but the mind thinks it is, of the unknown. And we're moving into a greater version of ourselves, and we don't recognize that person yet. That person's not really embodied yet. So this work of working with celebrities and entertainers and comedians is just a joy, and it's a dream come true, and it is one way the universe has helped me grow into who I'm meant to be in a deeper, more fulfilling, exciting, satisfying way. And I can't wait to see what happens next. So if you would like to answer the call of the invitation in your mind to take the next step, to get to that next level, to work with that quote unquote higher level client, to step into greater financial abundance, and to become more of who you really are, then I invite you to join me in this upcoming program that I have. called Next Level Freedom Breakthrough. Ditch the doubt, calm the critic, and align to your soul purpose success. This 8-week program is nothing like I've ever done, not in a concentrated way. And what we're going to do is we're going to help you navigate that inner critic, dissolve self-doubt, and step into your greater purpose, your greater success. And yeah, so join me. It's going to be a ride. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to grow yourself, and get you in touch with who you are in a deeper way. And not only that, propel you into this world's version of greater success and happiness. So click below, read below, and see if it's right for you. If it is, then join me. Thanks. See you later.